Okay, we're gonna roll with this. Alright, I decided to make this video because I have not been doing a lot of food pantry videos lately, and that is where the majority of my views come from, are the food pantry. I was trying to start doing that because I saw a lot of hauls and I wanted to give kind of more of a variety of what you could find at different food pantries, especially during this economic stage. And I was thinking it would be helpful for people to kind of see how it looks even in different counties, because I'm in the same county as two other YouTubers that I see in the state of Indiana, and we still have a variety of things that are not a variety, but like different things, and then some very similar things. It's kind of really interesting to see. But I kind of started doing that, especially when I was trying to show how our family eats on a smaller budget, and then it also played into getting the food pantry hauls. Why I have not been doing that lately? Well, as we get ready to move, I am trying to use up all the food that I have in my house. The thing about food pantries and the blessing that comes from that, and the blessing and the knowledge that I have of learning how to preserve these food in one way, shape, or another, whether it's by chopping and freezing, whether it's by dehydrating, or whether it's by canning it in some way, shape, or form, is that you kind of build up a little pantry of your own of things that you can rotate through. So maybe we won't eat 20 jars of blueberry jam one week, but over the course of a year, because we had a surplus of blueberries, we were able to make that happen for the family rather than, 20 jars worth of blueberries go to waste. So as we try to move, I'm trying to work through all of that. I have not been able to make it to any food pantries. I have two little children here and my daughter works. And so there's been a schedule conflict going on with that, trying to get there and have someone here to babysit the kids. So that's kind of been another reason. However, I have had the elderly couple that do share their abundance with me that I've talked about in videos. They have still come by and shared with us any extras that they have. I have not filmed any videos of that, mainly because it's only been one or two things and the video would be 20 seconds. So, as we kind of dwindle down the harvest season, we might get 6 heads of cabbage, but, for a 20-second video, I can't really show a whole lot to do that with. And honestly, because we're in this stage of moving, I'm making a lot of things that I've already shared, like the egg roll in a bowl, the unstuffed cabbage rolls, which is basically just ground sausage, cabbage, and tomatoes, sauerkraut, just making some of that. Those are just our standbys that I'm going for right now because it's very simple, so I'm not really showing, different things that you can do with this. Lately too, not to sound like I'm complaining, which is another reason why I haven't really made that video, or filmed anything, is a lot of it has been bad. So we'll get, like, for example, we got some packages of green beans that were already pretty slimy. So they just went to the compost. There's been some watermelon and we cut into it and it's like, oh, okay, that's not good. But this has just been over the course of the last few months. Some of it is, we had, for example, a couple weeks ago, we were given a bunch of green beans. I want to say 4 grocery bags of green beans that it would have been a really good thing if I could have cut that up and canned it. But I did not have the time at all. I believe that was the week my sister's was moving, and I just could not devote any time to that. And by the time I could have, they weren't the quality needed to can. The blanch and freeze would have been another great opportunity to do that, but I already have bunches of bags in my freezer that I'm trying to use up before we move. Nobody in my area wanted any, so I ended up taking them to a friend who was able to share them with her pigs and whatnot. So all of this to say, especially if you're here for those videos, I'm working at making sure that there isn't any food waste, that it doesn't get put into the trash cans. I'm finding who I can to do that with. I know that's a big thing. Another big thing is, why do you get this food? Why do you share this food? Or why do you get this food if you're not going to eat it all? Well, this is stuff that nobody else wants, and they give it to me, and then I take what I need and I try to distribute it. And that's kind of how we really try to make sure that there isn't any food waste, that it doesn't go into the trash, because with the mobile food pantry, you're already getting food that's near expiration date or past expiration date. So it does need to be used as quickly as possible, and it is headed towards the trash, which is how we end up with it. And that's why sometimes you end up with slimy green beans or not so good watermelon that have just been sitting too long, or have had stuff dropped on them. So in terms of getting any videos out in this kind of niche, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Getting any type of food pantry videos out in the near future is probably not going to happen right now. We will see what then the next place that we live at, if they have anything in that area. Something I have researched, but it's honestly not at the top of my list of everything that I have to look up right now. So, I understand if this is, a goodbye for several of you that have decided that the content isn't valuable to you. That's why I wanted to make this video. Well, it's part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, because if that's the only reason why you're here, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So you don't need more clutter of my videos into your feed, basically. Things that I am kind of keeping focused on the channel right now is, as we try to downsize, sharing that with you. I do have a lot of footage that I'm still working on editing. Finances, I still really am passionate about, especially in the last 6 months of seeing the next generation come into adulthood without any knowledge of how to use money wisely. I'm really passionate about trying to teach what I can, even if you can't use it or apply it in your life. Maybe getting to understand how you could be of help and a resource to these younger people that are in your life. We've got that coming up. I'm still showing with the frugal thing, I'm really trying to work hard on showing as much of an accurate, like, what a moving total cost. I'm probably going to see if I can get some help from others that have just recently moved, like my sister, who moved and bought a house. Some friend, if I can, if they are comfortable doing that, and just kind of get like different aspects of that and share that with you, because I remember even when we were moving here to Indiana, I couldn't really find good videos or information for that. I was even looking for blog posts, which I'm not big on blog posts because there's so much to weed through. With videos, I can at least be doing something else while listening and saying, okay, no, that's not worthwhile to me. But with blogs, you kind of have to read through them. But even now, kind of moving, things are still different right now than it was 4 years ago when we moved here. So I kind of want that video out there for anybody that can look into moving. Just not just like, we have to pack up, here's how I pack up, here are some tips. I'm not necessarily looking for that. I'm looking for things that you need to think about that are going to be a cost, things that you can plan for that are going to be a cost, blah 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 blah. I'm kind of thinking along those lines. And if it wants to be, if anybody out there would like to do a collab type thing, that would be a great video thing to think about as well. All right, I don't really want to ramble too long for this. Thank you for your support. It's very helpful, and thank you again for comments and encouragement. Especially randomly, a few of you have reached out and just have sent, hey, just wanted you to know kind of messages, and they always come at the right time, guys. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.